Try to be brief today. Repping soccer again today, and I was in AR2, so I was on the side with the parents, and it was an under 17 game, I believe. You know, two good teams, and uh, the parents on the sideline were, they will not allow players to do anything without trying to tell the player what to do, to the point where I heard two fathers talking, and one said to the other, "Well, I think his coach is telling him to do that, but that's wrong." So these are a lot of these clubs that were there. Were professional type clubs, that some of the best clubs, definitely in the state, probably some of the better clubs throughout the country, and under 17s, and these parents think that they know better than the coach, or they're going to tell their son something different from the coach, and just the environment. Besides the audacity of these parents, the environment that this creates for the players, it doesn't do anything positive. It doesn't help the players to have this, some instructions from the coach, and then you have instructions, and constant feedback from parents as you're trying to play. These players would be better off if they just played by themselves, without this interference from their parents. And I know the parents mean well. They're obviously supportive if they're spending their entire weekend out watching their son play soccer, paying for their son to play on these teams and in these events. So it's certainly not from a lack of love or a lack of support or anything like that. It's just a sign that the parents are probably too wrapped up in their son's success because of their love for their child, and the financial investment that they've made in their child's sport. And because they're too close and too wrapped up and too affected by it, their behavior actually hinders their son. And so my advice, parents, just let your players play, let your coaches coach. By all means, if you know what you're talking about after a game, or a day after, maybe watch a little bit of video with your son, and help him in that way. But contradicting the coach is not going to help the player. And constantly trying to prevent mistakes by telling the player what to do in the moment is not going to help the player learn how to play better soccer, or basketball. So let the players play, let the coaches coach. Parents, your fans, support your son as you're doing by signing up for these activities and then watching them and traveling and driving, buying the Gatorade and doing all of these things. But let the players play and experience the sport and learn, and try to do what their coach is trying to get them to do, so that ultimately they might be more successful in the future.